Oh boy. Nice. That's bank fishing right there. Come on. I love it. Hey, I'm Brent Ehrler, and we are out bank fishing today. We're gonna try and break down this lake and see if we can find some fish, how I'm gonna approach it, how I'm gonna catch these fish, and have a good time doing it. So follow us along, see if we can catch a few. All right, we just got here on the lake and I chose the dam. The reason why I chose the dam is that one, it has a trail on the top, and two, I can cover a lot of productive water here. On this side, it's just a sandy beach. That's where people come and swim. The fish aren't gonna be there right now, but believe me, I'm sure there's plenty of them there. But I chose the dam because it has a lot of cover, the rocks, and I can cover a lot of water. I can move and be in productive water the whole way down. Oh, it's a big one. Nice one though. Look at that. I changed up to a Mako skinny worm on a Mako rig, and the second cast I caught one. It's like a 2.5 pounder. All right, let's talk about the equipment here for bank fishing. You know, when I used to do this as a kid, 20 plus years ago, I would just use a spinning rod. Now back in the day, we used monofilament for the line, and today I'm using braided line to an 8-pound Sunline FC Sniper fluorocarbon. But the rod is my rod. This is my drop shot rod that I designed, but I really use it as a multi-purpose rod. It's a medium action rod. It's right in the middle. It's a broad spectrum rod, meaning that I can use light baits or I can use heavier baits. In my backpack, I have my jacket that I just took off. I have a bottle of water. I have pliers and scissors. I got my Daiwa pliers, and I have scissors for anything I need to cut. And then I have a small terminal box with baits in it, with hooks and weights. Small terminal box. And then I have bags of worms. And that's really all I brought. I did bring one box full of jerk baits. It's spring, the fish like a jerk bait. So we've stopped a couple times now. I've only caught one fish. But what I can do is I can look down the dam here and I can see it makes a turn. I'm thinking about running farther away, getting down to that turn. And then from there, I think I want to run all the way over to this other side of the lake. There's a lot of trees in the water. So I'm trying to cover water to get into an area that has a lot of fish. For the fact that we've only caught one so far is not very good. I want to get into an area where I feel like there's more fish. So right now I'm still in that search mode, covering water. Once we get around a lot of fish, then I'm going to start fishing a little bit more thorough, you know, where if I get over there and I get a bite, you know, 2 bites, then instead of jumping and running the bike for 200 yards, I'll just stay and kind of fish for a long time in that area. It's a nice one. Look at that. We just ran a good little ways down the bank. Now that's part of covering water. It's my second cast after running, you know, maybe 200 yards. So we're gonna keep doing this, hopping around a little bit. I'm gonna make a couple more casts. What I noticed is that the last bite I had and then this one right now were pretty shallow. So I'm gonna make one more cast with the Mako rig, and then I'm gonna grab that Mako skinny and take the weight out of it. And by doing that, I can fish this real shallow stuff right on the bank. I mean, they're only in maybe 4 or 5 feet of water and not that far off the bank. So I don't need the Mako rig. I can actually cast even more parallel with just a weightless wacky rig and get bites. So I'm gonna try that here in just a second. We changed spots here and just caught a nice one. Now, I went to a weightless NACO. The water's real shallow here. There's some brush, something that falls really slow. A fish bit it on the first initial sink. So, you know, really you don't have to take your time. Cover water and catch nice ones like that. Dude, that feels like another good one too. Not as big as the other ones. Nice, another one. I think we ran into a couple here. That's why you move around a bunch until you start catching them. There's no reason to stay and not catch them. Keep moving until you do. Well, we're gonna call it a day. We've covered a ton of water. We started right here. We fished our way all the way down and around, almost as far as you can see off in the distance over there. And really that's about a third of the lake right there. So right kind of at the end, we got on a little flurry, got in an area where I had several bites in a row. And that's kind of the whole concept of bank fishing. To me, you really need to cover water and fish until you run into them. And we kind of ran into them at the end of the day, had several bites, caught some. And that's the whole point. I think the biggest mistake that guys make when they're bank fishing is sitting in one spot and trying to get a fish to bite. There may not even be a fish right there. So cover water until they bite, and eventually you're gonna run into them. That's kind of what we did today. So a lot of fun coming out here and doing this again. I haven't done it for a long time. So fishing the bank, covering water, catching fish, anyone can do it. Hop on a bike and ride. Shoot, you don't need a bike, you can walk too, but sure makes it a lot easier being on a bike. And it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get out and do it again.